And we're on record. So, good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. Oh, it's Tuesday. Vicky just said, uh-oh. So find that comfortable position, wherever that is for you. And I mentioned earlier, if you need to want to get up and get something to drink and keep it handy, that would be a good thing. I don't mention that, but it's an awfully good thing to do. It's Tuesday, so take care of yourselves. Yeah, remember this is your practice, so make it your practice and take care. So settle down wherever you are and just think about trying to or focus on relaxing or softening the face and the jaw, the brow, the shoulders and the hips, down to the legs and the toes, arms and fingers. And let's take a deep breath in, filling from the bottom up, and open the mouth and let it go. And one more deep breath. And exhale. Noticing coming into your space. And just take a minute here to just notice any sounds that you hear. Notice if you feel chilly or if you feel warm. And then bring that awareness into the body. Good. Opening the eyes. Lift up into that tall seat, that upright seat. Bring the hands to the thighs. And with the hands on the thighs, just open the fingers wide. Spread the fingers wide. Good. And then release the hands. And on your next inhale, bring the arms wide, palms down toward the floor. Let the shoulders release down, or press them down actually. And then take the palms toward the top of the mat. And as you inhale, point the fingers behind and take the arms back. Oh, yes. As you exhale, bring the hands to the knees, fingers cup the knees, chin toward the chest. And inhaling, rounding up, bringing the arms wide, fingers point back, fingers spread wide, gazing up. And exhale, hands cup the knees. And inhaling, opening wide, take up all that space, gazing up. And exhale, hands to the knees. Release. On your inhale, just lift the heart. moving the heart up and forward, drawing the shoulders back and down, taking the gaze up. Exhaling, chin toward the chest. Inhaling, rounding up, lifting the gaze, drawing the shoulders back. Ah, yes. Exhale, chin to chest. And one more time, lifting up, pressing the heart forward, not so much the belly, and lifting the gaze. And exhaling round. And come back up to that upright seat. Take that breath. Draw the elbows in toward the body. And as you exhale, bring the left hand across to the outside of the right thigh, right hand behind, spiral to your right. Inhaling, come to center. Exhaling, right hand across, spiral left. And coming back to center. That twist to the right, extend the right arm if you choose, looking back toward that extended hand. And exhale front, inhaling or exhaling, twist to the left. Exhale as you twist. Now inhale back to the front. Great, all right. Hands down to the sides, palms down, fingers touching the floor, or if you're sitting in a chair, just extending the hands down toward the floor. Lift up tall, shoulders back. And then turn the palms to the ceiling and inhale and bring the hands up. Palms together, reaching, turn the palms out and exhale. Ujjayi breath. Inhale, hands lift. Reaching, exhaling again, taking up space. And inhale and lift. Good. Exhale and bring the right hand down to the floor or toward the floor. Arc to your right. Pressing with the right hand on the floor to keep the left sits bone on the mat or on the block. Keep the left shoulder back. Arms, that lifted arm is strong and straight as you reach. Keep the neck relaxed and bring the hand back to the ceiling. Reach up to the ceiling, pressing down through the sitting bones, and exhale and release that left arm and move. Oops, got that one wrong, but that's okay. So bring the hands back out to the side, and as you inhale, hands lift. And now bring the left hand down. All right, so we're back where we're supposed to be. And now arc over to the left. Don't forget to breathe. And the right hand back to the ceiling. Turn, look up toward the hand as you reach. And exhale the right arm down. Ah, yes. Bring the hands out in front with the fingers down. This is hard to do in a chair for sure, but fingertips down on the mat and the palms facing the top of the mat. Yeah, and just gently move the palms of the hands toward the mat. Good, and release on that. Sometimes it absolutely amazes me that some, and it's the ladies who can do it, can get their palms flat down on the mat. Ew, it hurts me to see them do it. Okay, good. So bring the hands out in front with the palms down toward the mat, fingers spread wide, and then turn the fingers up toward the ceiling, pressing forward through the heels of the hands. Draw the pinky fingers back. Staying tall here. Good. Bring the palms down toward the floor, facing the floor. Bring the fingers together in bird beak, or come into tight fists and then turn the fingers or knuckles down toward the floor. Good. Open the hands wide and bring the palms together. Press the palms together. Really squeeze in here. And as you inhale, let the hands lift to the ceiling. Fingers reaching high. Take the gaze straight ahead. Draw the arms back by the ears. One more breath. Good. Open the hands or arms wide. Bringing the arms down. Okay. Feels good. Bring the hands behind the feet or the hips for the fingers pointing toward the top of the mat, and then just let the head fall back, lifting the heart toward the ceiling. Be nice to your shoulders here. So you feel the palms of the hands and the fingers pressing down into the mat as the heart lifts. Head is just gazing straight up at the ceiling. Yeah, and if you choose, you can actually lift the hips a little bit off the mat. Good. Bring the hips down and come back up to that upright seat. Pretty good. Come over onto all fours. So moving cat-cows, inhaling, lift the gaze straight ahead, bring the elbows in, and as you exhale, let the head drop down toward the mat, the top of the head toward the mat, and the hips move back toward the heels. Bring the elbows down behind the wrists, and as you inhale, lift back up. And exhaling, rounding, hips back. And on the inhale, moving forward and up. And rounding, hips move back. And one more time, lifting back up. And the last time, round and move the hips back toward the heels. Open the knees a little wide. Bring the elbows down across the arms. Rest the head on the arms. Take a breath. Breathe into the low back here to release and stretch the low back. Good. Keeping the hips back toward the heels, extend the hands up toward the top of the mat. And then let the head release between the arms, elbows lifted here, fingers spread wide, pressing down into the mat. On your next inhale, keep the arms straight as you lift the hips up, coming up and forward into knee plank. Elbows tight to the body or in toward the body. Bend the elbows and come halfway down. And then press, coming back up. And bend the elbows. Elbows tight to the body and press back up. And one more time, bend the elbows and press back up. And take the hips back toward the heels. Again, releasing, just letting the head hang there. And if you can get it down to the mat, that's a wonderful thing. And lift the head, take the hands off the mat to the right side, bring the left hand onto the right, and now open the left side of the body. Let the head go toward the right knee. And the hands to center, off the mat to the left. And as I'm breathing, I'm hearing the wind whistling outside. And bring the hands back to center. Again, take that breath as you release down, keeping the arms straight and strong. And then bring the elbows down behind the wrists. And you can interlace the fingers here. Curl the toes. Lift up into Dolphin. Good, all right. Bend the knees, move the heart back toward the knees. And then gently move one heel toward the back of the mat and the other. And you can try this one. As you inhale, take the chin forward, ahead of the hands, and then exhale. Hips lift. Inhaling, chin comes forward, ahead of the hands. Exhale back. And one more time, inhaling. And exhale back. Take one more deep breath in Dolphin. Move the head, keep the neck relaxed. And as you exhale, bring the knees down to the mat and bring the hips back toward the heels, coming up into hero. Oh, good. Take that breath. And come back into table. Extend the right arm out to the right. And as you inhale, let the shoulder lift, reaching the hand to the sky. And exhaling, bring the hand down and under. Elbow to the mat, right side of the face to the mat. And then Bring the left hand where you want it to be today. Lifting the gaze gently toward the ceiling. Bring the left hand under the shoulder, lift back up, extend to the right, and open. Exhaling the right hand down, move, release here, and extend the left arm and open to the left. And exhaling, bring the hand down and under, reaching through, left shoulder to the mat, and the right hand. Lifting the gaze. And the right hand back to the shoulder, lifting up gently and opening to the left. And exhale, bring the left hand down into table. Take a breath in table. Curl the toes into downward dog. Yeah, it just feels right to me to just lift straight up. Work the heels, move the head. Good. Step the feet toward the hands. Lift to half lift or come to half lift. Strong here in this half lift. Bring the shoulder blades on the back. Really reach the top of the head away, but the weight is balanced, is even in the feet. So the weight is in the center of the feet. This is where I say hello to the hamstrings. Gently moving one knee and then the other to straighten the legs. And then bend the knees into forward fold. Just let the head hang. Again, working the heels. Press the toes down into the mat. And then bend the knees and press with the feet to come up. Draw the shoulders back. Press down through the feet as you take the arms out and up. Palms together, reaching. Exhale, mountain pose. Good. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arc over to your right. Right hand down. Inhale the right arm up. And exhale, then bend to the left. And inhale up. Exhale, that twist to the right. Turn the palms to the ceiling, arms wide, looking back toward the right hand. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. And inhale up. Exhale, hands come through the heart. Long spine as you hinge, forward fold. Let the head go, lift the hips to the ceiling. And then bend the knees, press with the feet. Coming up. Exhaling back on the ceiling. Inhaling up, taking the gaze straight ahead. Exhale. Hands come down. Ah, good. Yoga flop. We're going to work sun A and then sun B. So, mountain pose, pressing down, lifting tall. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms wide, long spine, forward fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhale, step or float back into plank. Remember, the knees can be down here as you inhale. And exhale, lower down. Releasing the toes into cobra. We'll take an extra breath here. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift back up and back to downward dog. A few breaths here in down dog. And then step the feet toward the hands, or you can float up there if you choose. Lift to half lift. Press the belly toward the toes. Exhaling, forward fold. And then arms wide. Get long through the spine. Press to come up. Exhale, mountain pose. Sun A. Sun B, inhale, lift. Whoops. Go back to where you were, mountain pose. Bring the hands in prayer to the heart. Ashtanga Sun B. Take an exhale here. And on your inhale, extend the arms out in front in prayer toward the ceiling, coming into chair. Exhaling, bring the hands down into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back to plank. Exhale and lower. Come into cobra or modified cobra, upward dog, your choice. And now lift to downward dog as you exhale. Inhale the right foot high. And now bring it to the top of the mat. Good. Get set here in this high lunge. Then spin the back heel in and down, lift into warrior one. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Come up on those back toes. Take that right foot back beside the left. Inhale here, vinyasa, lower. Up to cobra, modified cobra, upward dog. And back to downward dog. Inhale the left foot high. And bring it to the top of the mat. Find that high lunge, settling the hips. Right heel in and down, warrior one. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Left foot back beside the right. And vinyasa. And we're in downward dog. Take a couple breaths here. And then step or float. Top of the mat, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then arms wide. Nope, let's not do that. So we're in our forward fold. And we're going to bring the hands together up in front. We're going to lift the hands to the ceiling. I'm so used to the other way of doing it. In our chair. And we finish the way we start, hands of prayer at the heart. And release. So yeah, I get so involved in what I'm feeling in one part of the flow that I lose track of what I'm supposed to do next sometimes. Okay, so step it out. Good, so we'll move down to do some lunges. So for mountain, inhale the arms up. Exhale, arms wide, dive into the fold. Come to half lift. And now big step back with the right foot, stepping way back. So here again, you might want blocks for your hands, under your hands, to keep the hips, keep the shoulders higher than the hips. Take the breath here in high lunge. Let the hips settle. Finding some sensation in the hips. Strong through that back heel. And your choice, you can bring the back knee down as we move into crescent lunge, or you can leave the back knee lifted in high lunge. If you're in low lunge, lift the gaze straight ahead, moving the heart forward. If you're in high lunge, long from the top of the head to the heel. Inhale, come to hands on the knee, settle the hips. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. And bring the hands in prayer to the heart. Bring the right elbow across, prayer twist. Lift the left elbow to the ceiling. Feel that straight line from the top of the head to the heel of the foot or the knee. And the hands come to center into the mat, releasing either low lunge or high lunge, settling the hips. And now exhale, straighten the front leg. And you walk those hands back a little bit. Take the blocks with you if you're using them. All right. Stay long through the spine, pressing the toes down into the mat. And then flex that left foot, pointing the toes up. And coming back forward. If you're in low lunge, curl the toes, lift into high lunge, and actually lifting, the only thing that's lifting is that right knee. And then take the big step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then arms wide, coming up. And exhale, mountain pose. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, diving forward fold. Lifting, half lift. Big step back on the left foot. Again, settle here. And my fingertips, I'm on spider fingers, and my fingertips are back even with my right heel. Right heel. High lunge or low lunge. Bring the hands to the knee. Drawing the shoulders back, letting the hips settle. Crescent lunge. And hands in prayer to the heart. Left elbow across. Hands back to center and down to the mat. And straighten the right leg. Bringing the hands back just a bit. Flex the right foot. And coming back forward into the low lunge if you're in low lunge, or a high lunge if you're in low. Press back through the left heel to high lunge. Big step, top of the mat, inhale, half lift. Exhale into the forward fold. And then arms wide, coming up. Exhale, mountain pose. Good. All right. Let's move to something else here. I'll surprise you. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. And half lift. And back to plank. Good. Take a breath. And now let's lift the hips up into downward dog. And walk the hands back toward the feet. So we're at the back of the mat. Feet are hip width apart. They can be together if you choose. In forward fold. Come to half lift. And now bring the fingertips down to the mat. We're coming out into our regular chair, not the lifted chair, I call it. But the arms and hands are reaching straight out in front, and you're seated low here. Weights back toward the heels. And breathe. And you can keep the gaze off the front end of the mat. But the shoulders are back. And open the arms wide to shine the heart forward. Exhale. Lift the hips, bring the hands down to forward fold. Let the head release. Take a breath. Inhale, half lift. And as you exhale, fingertips down to the mat, out in front. Settling the hips low. Bring the arms wide. Reach wide with the fingers. Two more deep breaths. And as you exhale, lift the hips to the ceiling. Release, forward fold. Then come to half lift. And now walk the hands away, exhaling into downward dog. And step the feet toward the hands. Come to half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Arms wide, inhaling, coming up. And mountain pose. Good. All right. Shake it out. Step it out. A lot of flow today. This is good. Find your spot on the floor, and you can bring the hands to the hips. We're going to do tree. So bring the weight into the left foot, and then turn the right toes out. And when you're settled, Bring the right foot up. Hands in prayer to the heart. And you can move the hands if you choose. And good. Bring the knee to the front and the foot down. Good. And release. And step that out. And bring the weight into the right foot. Turn the left toes out. And then take that left foot wherever you want it to be. And the knee to the front and the foot down. Ah, good. So let's head down to the mat, do some work down there on our backs or on our bellies. We'll see. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, fold. Come to half lift. And then step or float back to plank. Good. Take a breath here in plank. And lift the right foot off the floor. Good. I'd say lift the left foot off the floor, but that wouldn't work out real well. And bring the right foot down. Now take the left foot off the floor. And bring the left foot down. And as you exhale, lower down. And bring the hands out in front, palms down, forehead to the mat. Take a breath. And on your next inhale, lift the head, lift the left hand and the right leg. Point the foot, but flex the toes. Keep the neck long and breathe. One more deep breath. And exhale everything down, forehead to the mat. And on your next inhale, lift the right arm and the left leg. Point the foot, flex the toes. One more deep breath. And exhale everything down. And bring the hands in, elbows wide, right side of the face to the mat. And the left side of the face. Good. Bring the elbows under the shoulders. So we're in Sphinx here. And we're going to do a quad stretch. So bring the left hand or left arm across under the face. just roll onto the left hip, bend the right knee, and then reach back for the right foot with the right hand. And gently draw that right knee, the top knee, over the bottom knee, the left knee, and move the heel toward the hip. Good. Release the foot. Come back over into Sphinx. Take a breath. And then bring the right arm across under the face. Come onto the right hip. Bend the left knee. Quad stretch on the left. Good. Release the foot. Come back over into Sphinx. And then just lift the gaze straight ahead. Put the shoulder blades on the back. Good. Curl the toes. And now lift the hips, lift the knees, forearm plank. Stay long from the top of the head to the heels or the knees. Two more deep breaths. And now bring the knees down if they're not already there, and then the hips down. And just take the elbows wide, bring the right side of the face to the mat. Left side of the face. Good. All right. Bring the hands under the shoulders. Come up into table or press up and back, downward dog. And then take that little hop if you're in downward dog, halfway up the mat, cross the ankles, coming to seated on the mat. Okay. How about Navasana boat? Good. Get yourself settled, balanced, extend if you choose. Come down to canoe, staying lifted here. Come back up into boat. Two more deep breaths. Exhale. Yeah, come into cobbler pose. And slide the feet away, come out into your diamond, butterfly. Just release here. And inhaling, come back up. Bring the knees up to the ceiling, hands behind the knees, gently come down onto your back. Toes out, palms up. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Good. Bring both knees into the chest. And then both feet straight up to the ceiling. Strong through the legs. And now lift the head and the shoulders off the mat and reach the hands forward toward the top of the mat. Keeping the head and shoulders lifted, open the legs wide, bring the hands in prayer between the wide legs, point the toes away. And bring the feet back together again. Arms come to the outsides of the legs, fingers reaching forward. 2 more deep breaths. Good. Bend the knees, bring the feet down, bring the hands and arms down, and the head and shoulders to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together, turn the palms up. And the knees to the ceiling. Extend the left leg and bring the right knee into the chest. And then draw the right knee up and over toward the right shoulder. And if you'd like to, you can come into happy baby here. Half happy baby with the right hand to the right foot with a strap or not. Good. And release the right foot or release the right knee, straighten the right leg, bring the left knee into the chest. And then take the left knee up and over toward the left shoulder or half happy baby, whichever works best for you. Good, and release. Bring the left foot down, bring both knees into the chest and just gently rock side to side. And the feet come down to the mat, take the arms wide, let the knees move to the right, fall over to the right, turn the gaze left, and just release. And knees to the ceiling, knees left, turning the gaze to the right. And knees to the ceiling, legs long, arms behind. Big stretch here as you inhale deeply. And exhale into Savasana. Yeah. Get as relaxed as you can. Just melting into the mat. Yes, little movements. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, stretch. And then rolling to one side, coming up. Thank you for joining me in yoga today, and namaste.